STAKK Nation,
Champions.
tax evaders, and many more. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about tax evasion, but it's not any normal tax evasion. You see, this is tax evasion by natural law.
You're born into it.
The natural eradication of the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. You see,
Sucks you dry.
all day, every day. Meanwhile, you have massive corporations rock pulling the whole economy. These are the true tax evaders. I mean, even Obama called them that. Not my words, even. The IRS and the rising cost of crypto tax compliance. You see, David Camera here anticipates that there will be unintended consequences of the proposed new regulations on brokers reporting crypto transactions.
You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
You know how back in the day you could access a doctor without having to go through a hospital? You can get your food from any farm before they started requiring USDA approved food and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
They messed it up so bad that even your health, they don't fix your health, they just maintain your health to get certain people richer. And the food is so bad that you don't even eat good healthy food anymore, because now they can sell you all sorts of junk food. They're trying to do the same thing with money, bro.
The decay of society through corporate greed, crony capitalism,
Chronic government.
and a bunch of losers who think they're still winning. Well, you see here, this is a very interesting article because the writer speaks about the current states of taxation. Right now, we know, everybody kind of has an idea of how taxes work. If you make profits, then you're going to pay some capital gains tax. No, not capital gains, but there's a percentage.
They're even trying to tax you now before you even take your money.
Exactly. And that's where we're going to go into this now. See, we also know that the IRS hired, how many thousand agents that were supposed to go out and harass people to pay taxes.
Yeah.
But you're doing all of these things in the face of the corporate giants who are taking the money and running out of the country, robbing the whole nation blind. When you look at some of these corporations, they literally have a monopoly. They have cornered the market across various sectors. When you look at an asset manager like BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager with X trillion dollars under management, you see that it really seems to me, at least, that this corporation should have never been allowed to grow this big.
The Panama Papers revealed how much money American funds are packed outside of the country.
Money laundering. That's what that is called. As much as they want to tiptoe around what it really is. Tax evasion. Rock pulling the US economy.
But blaming it on the middle class.
Obama himself even said this. These people have rock pulled America. But, it's the general public's fault. As we can see here, these people now are forcing some of these entities, to kind of participate in this really very shaky, unstable regulation, they want to call it. It's not really regulation, it's just rules.
Enforcement.
Right? So, because the reality is, there have not been, at least as far as I know, any clear, defined regulations put in place. Heck, the SEC is still battling with Coinbase over what a security is. So what are we regulating or taxing? I mean, the only regulation we're seeing here is regulation by enforcement. This is straight up mafia activity, if you ask me.
In America.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I started out this show looking sad. It makes me feel sad.
Why?
It's that we've come to a situation where our governing bodies are not enlightened or informed enough to understand that.
Uneducated.
Yes. It's like we always do these videos where we say, if you were the ball, you're getting boiled slowly,
Yeah.
or if you're a mosquito in a case and you've never left out of that case, that's just all you know.
Yeah.
And it just seems like that's what's going on. Is that they're trying to reapply the same thing that have imprisoned a lot of Americans, that have killed innovation, that have literally destroys people's store of value. They're trying to bring it into this new solution, this new innovation that is actually supposed to help fix it. But you know what? I
Yeah.
won't blame them, because the same people that are stealing from us in the current system are using this new innovation to even do what they're doing much faster and much easily. So I could see a reason for that.
Mhm.
But again, the people get punished for it.
The people always get punished for it. But I think that is also where I think Bitcoin comes in,
Mm.
because for any bad actors against Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
there seems to be some consequences,
Yeah.
adverse consequences on the maximum,
FTX.
right? As they keep pushing CBDCs, I think they're also going to push more people to understand what the alternatives are,
Mm-hmm.
such as Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm just going to take some excerpts out of this article here, and we're just going to combine them and look at what is happening. And then we're going to talk about some of the problems, the never-ending list of problems that exist with what these people are doing right now.
Correct.
This is straight mafia activity, I'm telling you. You see, check this out, right? The year is 2027,
Time travel.
David says, right? So story time, close your eyes, when 2027. It's not the future you thought it was going to be, but it is a future, right? January is coming to an end, and you recently received 5 different 1099s from the crypto brokers you used over the last year. 5 1099s.
That tax paperwork is about to be extra
It's
complicated.
about to be compounding. Most people right now don't even want to look at the 1 W2 they get. Now we're talking about 5 1099s. You see, this is a new system trying to fit it into an old configuration.
Mhm.
It does not work. Okay? But these people will force it. Despite only trading $5,000 in cryptocurrencies, your 1099s are reporting $50,000 of realized taxable income. This number isn't accurate, but given that these same 1099s were sent to the IRS, Uncle Sam believes you earned that amount, and now he is demanding his $15,000 cut. Naturally, you start to panic. Don't panic. You will not be alone. Okay? And they say the masses will win the battle. They cannot lock all of us. Let me pause. Let me roll back there. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
Get me too excited there.
Yeah, I know. I'm not pushing activism. Please, leave us alone. I'm just saying that you should use your brain. Use your brain. Okay? People have always decided what money is.
Yes, sir.
Not a small group of people. So anyway, you get on with your tax guy and all of that stuff, right? And you see that once on the phone with your tax expert, they will probably explain to you that these 1099s you receive likely reported the gross proceeds of your trade and the transfers without a detailed account of the basis. How can you do that? That's not economics even.
Mm-mm.
How can you report proceeds on a trade without a detailed account of the basis?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, the amount you spend to acquire these things
Mm-hmm.
and whatever the returns are. In other words, they're essentially just going to force numbers.
You know what's so funny? These exchanges also don't track all those details.
They do not. And here's where it's interesting. And it seems that they're not just doing it because they don't want to, but they're not doing it because of the way things are configured in this space,
Mm-hmm.
right? You see, if you entered an exchange using Bitcoin, not fiat,
Mm-hmm.
how would they account that?
How would they know the value of the exchange when you first entered?
Exactly.
How would they even know if it's you, if it's on a decentralized exchange, and then or the money came from a decentralized exchange?
Exactly.
It could have been a gift, just expanded. You can't
There's
trade my
no
gift.
name, address, anything. You see, the complexities, the data points, the variables in this situation are significantly more than with fiat.
You can't tax an airdrop. You gave me a gift.
Yeah, you cannot tax airdrop. How can they even track airdrop?
If I get sats
Yeah.
from reading a magazine, you
Yeah.
cannot tax my sats.
Well, you see, that's one thing now that they're trying to do, because now you can see that even on Cash App, they say if you receive more than $600, then they can tax you. He said, how? Why are we moving this goalpost? You see what I'm saying? This is mafia activity, changing the goalpost. We never ever have agreed to this kind of things.
Are you saying that if I bought my Bitcoin on Cash App and I transferred it somewhere, Cash App is going to send me a bill for my Cash App that I've transferred somewhere else into my own private wallet?
Likely, because now Cash App is also now going to be considered a broker based on these things that you're saying. If you go to the store and you pay for something with crypto, right? Now that store is considered a broker. The people that are considered brokers in this thing are absolutely ridiculous. You cannot call everyone a broker because they touch cryptocurrency. So you see, these people are out of depth. They're out of their, how would you say, their range with this thing. They need to go back and really reconsider. So this is what is happening, right? This discrepancy here is a common issue that crypto investors face, apparently, resulting in over-reported income and over-inflated tax bills. The misleading 1099s are a result of broker reporting regulations put into place by the IRS and the Treasury Department back in 2023, right? Essentially, to resolve this, you have to track everything you do in the space or something like that, and then report it. So really, they're also depending on you. Listen, the IRS, IRS is not giving me W-2. It is not my job. This is something that they should hire all those 10,000 people or whatever that they hire. They should go and do this instead of giving them guns, apparently, to go for war. Madness. Check this out. I'm just going to hit the conclusion here because I want us to dive into the list of issues that this whole situation poses.
Yep.
You see, cryptocurrency technology is built on open protocols. Copy-pasting 1099 information, reporting rules, as they exist for equity brokers, as the proposed regulator says, simply doesn't work due to this technological underpinning.
Yes, sir. That's facts.
Right? Any market participant can connect on the Bitcoin blockchain. We spoke a little bit about that.
Yep.
Anyone can freely send Bitcoins from a wallet they possess to any other wallet in the world.
Yep.
No matter what the laws and regulations get passed, this fact remains true.
You cannot restrict. You cannot say, oh, I cannot send money to somebody in Hamas or whatever they are in.
Anywhere.
You can send anywhere to anybody. It does not have good or bad. It's just transfer of value. You want to send to Israel? Send it to Israel. Send it to Russia. Send it to Ukraine. Nobody knows who. Send it.
Damn,
You're
really hitting all them words that the YouTube algorithm is looking for. You're giving them. You're giving.
You know what I'm doing there.
You're giving them juice today.
Okay. By the way, like and subscribe.
Please do. Especially after the words that we do. Especially after the syllables that Double O just dropped there, man. We were like, find it, block it. Anyway, but yes, you're definitely right there for sure. So, listen, this is why I say the incompetence is showing. These people are out of their depth. They're out of their range with these things, okay? It really comes down to social engineering. They want people. It will require people to believe that an IRS agent will come and show up at your door any moment now if you do not go and meticulously or painfully roll through all the crypto transactions that have ever happened in your life to this point in time. Meanwhile, Obama is on the other side of the table saying, listen, we don't get it. We don't know what is going to happen. This system is not the best one.
This is why they want the CBDCs. Remember when we used to have cash? Do I not need to track each time I go to the gas station? Or the time I send money to somebody? Like, I don't need that crap, man. I just want to be able to change value anyway, anyhow.
Exactly. These people have stood in the way of innovation for a long time. And now innovation is running over them. And they need to figure out what they're going to do. It's insane. So you cannot change the laws of Bitcoin. Okay, the rules coming from the Treasury, which are currently in a comment period, will not only increase compliance costs for brokers, but they will also have the unintended consequences of increasing compliance costs for everyday investors who must reconcile inaccurate 1099s with their transaction history each Yeah, hopefully the IRS collaboratively and thoughtfully with industry. Oh, whoa, bros.
Thoughtfully with industry to make sure this happens. This doesn't happen. Hopefully,
So essentially, hopefully the IRS will work with the corporations to make sure that this sort of madness does not happen anymore.
make it simple.
Mm. Me myself, I am some days uneducated. My ignorance is also coming through. As you can see, I cannot read. I can only read on third grade level.
That could kill innovation, because imagine trying to bring up a business solution into the industry that is Bitcoin oriented.
Yeah.
This does not even have to be you trading Bitcoin. It could just be creating a platform that maybe rewards sats, or maybe a platform that allows people to switch or transfer sats.
Yeah.
Now you gotta do all the extra data mining to track what value of money it's been transferred or it's on your exchange. It makes it super hard.
Well, you started by saying that this could kill innovation. I think that this could kill the IRS.
Reverse, huh?
Yes, because if inflation is happening, which means that people are going to be losing the value of their money. Everything is right now in the economy is not so great. People are losing jobs. People are not in the mood for any of these things. People have seen so much violence on the internet in the past year.
They're numb to it.
Okay, I think that it has affected them emotionally as well. Most people have a very short fuse these days. People cannot even afford their own housing anymore. People cannot afford food. Everything around them is extremely frustrating. And then you want them to go sit down and be counting 1099s and reconciling 1099. This is not going to happen. And the fact of the matter is, when this happens, you're now pushing people to go, well, this is a lot of work. Is there another way where I can do less work? And guess what the less work is? Buying Bitcoin, holding on to it, transacting with each other in Bitcoin, which is something that these people cannot track. Like it says there, the laws of Bitcoin remain what they are. You can transact with anyone globally. So how does the IRS plan to counter that sort of situation? How are you going to stop people from transacting in their Bitcoins? Now, here are the issues.
I'll say one thing though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you know that the IRS,
Right.
the institution, is actually recent? We've been running governments for a while without the need for IRS.
This is true.
But we've come out, you know what, let's just tax the super rich 5%. Guess how much we're at now? 49%, 47%. From 5% of taxing the super rich.
Well, look at this. In some cases, right, and that actually just made me think, you cannot really blame the super rich. Unnecessary pressure was put on them. Predatory tax laws were pushed towards them. And they went, how can we circumvent this? How can we look for a better way to not have to do all of this reporting and such?
So now they flipped it on us.
They flipped it, and now they're no longer just American companies. They're multinational companies.
Yeah.
And all of their transactions and everything else, all of that money gets sent out of the country and they don't pay taxes. Bitcoin essentially allows the everyday person to be able to do the same sort of thing without needing offshore accounts. So is this really what they want to do?
That's major right there.
Another one, mark it down for STAKK Nation. This is another point where we'll come back to you one day and say, remember, we told you
so.
I do not have a pin thing, but you get what I'm saying here. So, Double O, let's just run through this issues here.
Let's do it.
We have compliance complexity, as we've already spoken about. Brokers, digital asset platforms, and real estate entities are likely going to be facing significant challenges in complying with these new reporting requirements, especially in accurately determining their fair market value of assets, like you were saying there.
It's not gonna make sense. So, like, if I paid for my property in digital assets, right?
Yeah.
How do you now say the fair value of the digital assets, especially if it's volatile? By the time I do my taxes, which price point
yes
do you now use as the taxing?
All right. We have operational burden as well, implementing the necessary systems and processes to track and report digital asset transactions. Right, this could be operationally burdensome and costly, especially for smaller entities.
They could say they want to use AI and all that stuff to do that, but it's an additional unnecessary burden that the government is putting on its citizens.
One thing that is interesting to me, Bitcoin has been going on for 15 years now. The fact that these people have still not come up with a reasonable way tells you the level of laziness. First, there was a complacency when they thought it was not going to succeed. But now it's here, and they're just trying to take the old method.
Copy and paste it on it.
Listen, privacy concerns, we don't even need to go down that road. Everybody has privacy concerns about this thing. You also have regulatory ambiguity. It's not very clear.
That's what everybody has been saying. All these tokens out there. Okay, we want to abide by the policies. You know, show us the way.
But most people cannot even comply to these things because the people who are supposed to be doing the regulations do not even know what the blockchain technology is even about.
You saw what happens when the SEC was trying to hire experts.
Yeah. I mean, right now they're still in court with Coinbase, trying to agree on what the security is.
They say they're having a tough time hiring experts to do their job.
Yeah. You're not looking for experts because there are experts everywhere and they're in the space innovating daily.
Yep.
And you're in court against them every day.
Yep. You're not going to get them.
It's not going to happen. You also have this impact on innovation. I think that this stands a strong threat, like you were saying, right? Stifling innovation. And I said this could be, this could mean that, the death of the IRS.
Yep.
But that innovation is going to flee from the US as well.
I mean,
which is not a good thing.
You see Singapore, you see all these Asian countries. Like
El Salvador.
They killed the telecommunication industry for so long. It took us a while to catch up in the telecommunication. Even though we founded the internet, Asia quickly overtook us. The internet in Asia was faster. They had phones with cameras. They had right now, we don't even have super apps in America yet. But Asia, WeChat, all the super apps are out there working. Yeah. But our regulations are busy killing it here, right now. Absolutely. And they're about to kill it some more with the IRS crap.
Well, listen, there's even more issues. You have global coordination challenges. American law is not everyone else's law, and people will go to where the laws are more favorable. You have market impact, of course. I mean, we already know that these people have rock pulled the U.S. economy. The big corporations, that is.
Yep. And now the people are about to do this.
Yeah, the people are probably not going to do the same.
Which now goes back to, is the SEC going to approve the spot Bitcoin ETF? Because everybody might just jump off here and be like, okay, we're done.
Right. Well, but the problems don't end there. You also have the enforcement difficulties, right? The IRS and these other regulatory bodies may face challenges in enforcing these regulations, which they're pushing themselves, especially given the decentralized and often anonymous nature of the digital asset transactions. I remember back in the day, this crypto analysis companies was like one of the things that people were also concerned about. But, things like CoinJoin, things like Lightning have totally flip that situation on the head. I'm sure they're over somewhere trying to figure these things out.
Multi-sig that, baby.
Hey, technological adaptation, keeping up with these rapid changes, right? You may stop this one thing today, but there's something new in the works coming up to counter exactly what you've done. And of course, you have the taxpayer burden. The taxpayers can never get a break, okay? For individual taxpayers like ourselves, understanding and complying with these new regulations regarding the digital asset transaction could be, what's interesting is that if there are new regulations, they could literally just blast it out to all of the US and make sure that it is understandable to everyone, because almost everyone is on social media of some sort. The news is not even talking about these new regulation rules that have been released. This is something that would have been useful for society, but no, they're doing this
quite under the table.
That is how you know that what they're doing is not legitimate.
But you know what's funny though? If people realize that they can advance and increase their value on digital assets, right? Remember, this is digital assets, digital wallets. Yeah, I can go cross-border and you will not even know that I have it.
You will not.
But I got 100K in here.
You will not.
Well, it's not in here. It's in the blockchain.
Right.
In there, right?
You can literally have it on the blockchain, show up on that side, get a new wallet, restore your keys.
And you can use that store of value to buy a lot more things. A lot more cheaper.
Let's not let them know that we know that.
Okay.
Because according to them, that might be money laundering. Even though
Apple's doing that right now. Walmart is doing that right now.
Apple, Walmart,
Microsoft.
They're all money laundering. And then you have the Federal Reserve doing counterfeiting. But
it is what it is.
What it is. Bitcoin does not pump the brakes for anyone. I think that we're in a very interesting place. These people will have to decide what is it going to be, because the only thing that needs to happen is that one day you all need to come to this realization where you're on your knees and you say you were wrong, because this is not fiat. This is the future of money. This is internet money, and it is the most secure and most superior form of money out there.
2027. We'll find out.
You know, Thanksgiving is coming up, and I want to say I'm grateful for Bitcoin. Right?
Boom.
Final thoughts before we wrap this one up, double up.
Talking about grateful for Bitcoin, we used the community funds from the last community event to buy Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
And the neighborhood is happy because their Bitcoin is up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Winning neighborhood. Look, it can be a whole strong neighborhood economy, man.
Imagine, man.
You
Run
can
for
have your own
office.
small.
You know, run for office.
If you really think about it,
Put some of the cities.
Bitcoin can segment neighborhoods into like almost small countries,
Oh, man, I tell you.
where the neighborhood pays for their own taxes amongst themselves, manage their things amongst their own city.
Yep.
We don't have Walmart. We need Walmart. They can get one.
Yep.
We like to fix that road.
Yep.
They can do that.
Yep.
Incredible.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm happy about that. I'm glad to hear that the neighborhood has a situation going.
Yep.
Love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this one up here. Okay. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, why are you disrespecting yourself like that? We do not understand it. Subscribe, like the video, share with your friends. Follow us over on X as STAKK. We're also on Spotify there as STAKK. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely incredible. The IRS needs to put their hat on right. Brazen out.